welcome to another edition of Noon Talk. We have Rhonda Anderson with us today. She's an up-and-coming artist. She's being featured at Lake Buena Vista, the art festival. She's one of the finalists, and we're going to get a chance to see some of her art and get a few minutes to talk with her today. We're going to start asking you some questions here. What are some of the things that interested you in art? What made you want to become an artist?
Let's see, my mother is an art teacher at Windermere Elementary out by Bay Hill, and I guess coming up in the environment of watching her come home and figure out projects for the kids to do and drawing, and she likes to paint in her spare time, I sort of got an interest in it, and it happens to be a family talent also.
So you were able to take these courses in school and develop your talent, or not?
Yes.
You didn't get a chance, or you did?
Yeah, I did. I was always interested in art, and I wanted to expound on my ability to do a little bit of artwork I could, so I decided to take it up in school, not really as a subject or a reference for career, but sort of like a hobby.
What kind of things are you most interested in? Are you maybe a impressionist, a realist? What kind of an artist do you really consider yourself?
I consider my work to be what I call stylist art. It's not realistic, it's not expressionistic, it's not abstract. It's like my own style of art. It hovers in between all those boundaries. I use my imagination a lot. Whatever comes to mind, I can be sleeping or something, and an idea will hit me, and I'll get up and I'll jot it down.
Well, maybe you can explain, like this. You made this, right? What is this, and how did you make it?
Okay, that is a raccoon-fired ceramic turtle. I used it. It was made by hand building out of Georgia red clay, and then it is taken and immersed in water after it's been heated in the kiln immediately. You dunk it in water, and all the steam rises from it, and you let it cool off. Then you will glaze it with a ceramic glaze, and then you'll heat it up again. And while it's still hot, you dunk it in the water, and then you cover it with a lot of debris and material, and you come out with these bisque-like fired glazes, like that green that's on there. It's raccoon.
Right. So a lot of a lot of work goes into just a simple piece of artwork. It really is not just something anybody can go out and do. Right?
It's not. It's a lot of formulas applied. That it had to be the right temperature. It had to be sturdy enough or it would explode when you dunk it in the water. A lot of safety precautions, a lot of heat. Yeah, a lot goes into it. It's a little bit more to it than meets the eye.
Right. Right. Well, where did you learn these techniques? Who do you study under to just devise these new ways of art and these new things to do?
Well, I've always asked my mother for an awful lot of advice, and she knows, but in school we get pretty good supervision from the teachers. They give us basic instructions on how to do things. If you want to do something a little different, you make sure you check with the teacher and make sure that you're doing it the correct way. And after a while, there's like a basic formula to all artwork that you'll apply from here and there as far as color and textures and different things that just seem to work over and over again in the art world. You said before you were very interested in fashion art, and right, we have a couple of pieces of work here from you, some things you did. But okay, here are some of the drawings you've done. Now, who is this for? Is this for just your 5'10" glamorous runway model, or can anyone wear these fashions? What is this for? Okay, anyone can wear them. As you can see from the drawing, all the models are different sizes. Some are tall, some are short, some might be a little bit heavier than others. When I design things like that, I generally try to get away from the stereotyping 5'10" female that looks like the #1, because everyone doesn't look like that. Some people are filled out in the hips and elsewhere, and I just think it would help to have clothes that almost anyone could wear. Well, who are some of these for? I mean, do you have certain persons that would fit better in a certain fashion? Well, yeah, a tall person would tend to look better in a miniskirt than a short, dumpy person, like for sure. One here? Yeah, like that one there. Someone at least slim and sleek should be able to wear that, because when you're shorter, it takes away from the effect of the miniskirt. It looks like it's closer to the ground. Okay, we'll look at a few more works of her art, and we'll be back after this.
Going through this garbage every time,
Shut in this room.
Oh, look, he just sick. That's all there is to it.
I wish.
He's mentally ill.
Stop
you know,
I should be able to help him.
I want to get him out of here.
You should be able to admit that he's sick.
I just want him out of the house.
I should.
Okay, that's fine. Let's get him out of the house.
I can't bring my friends over here anymore. You know,
you make me sick with your placating
I
junk.
want to have my friends in.
And that kid is driving me crazy.
You know, every time
excuses for that guy.
Oh, come on, Daddy.
No, that is it. That
If you've reached the end of your rope, call the Seminole Community Mental Health Center at 831-2411. COPE can help.
Today, and she's going to go over a few more works of her art here. This is another original of yours, and what can you tell us about this particular piece?
Okay, now this right here I consider as one of my dream pieces. One night I was laying down asleep, and I had the dream that I was at this fabulous fashion show, and there was a lady who walked past me that had on this multi-tiered long gown, and it wasn't those colors, but it was something about the different layers that really enthralled me, and I just woke up in the middle of the night and I jotted down a quick sketch of it, and the next day I went back to it and worked over it, figured out how these layers would look, and devised the color scheme for it, and that's the outcome. It's a multi-layered gown.
You like colors, like a lot of colors in your
Yes,
fashions?
I like a lot of colors.
But you don't limit yourself just to fashion, right? We have some other works of your art we have on an easel set up over here. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about this and what you were feeling, and maybe what you were doing or thinking when you made some of these. I guess you have a piece. What do you call that?
Okay, that's a linoleum block print. It was done with different colors of ink, and linoleum block print was etched out with a burring tool, and then it was rolled with black ink, and the paper was pressed over it. It's like a two-tone printing job because the three colors, the red, yellow, and the green too, were rolled out with a hand roller, and then the linoleum block print was stamped on it twice to give it that two-farm effect.
Now, are these the type of artwork is being featured at Lake Buena Vista? This is what your award is for?
Yeah, different techniques like that. There's no one general category. I like to dabble with a little bit of everything.
Now, who's this that we have up here now? This is someone we all should know, right?
Right. Okay, this is a graphite and 6B pencil rendering of Jane Kennedy. Okay, unlike the other one, this one is in black and white.
You do, but you do that a lot, right? You go between color and black and white. A lot of artists limit themselves to either one or the other, right? Why do you do both?
As I'm a very moody person, sometimes I like to work in pencil, and sometimes I like to work in color. It depends on how my nerves are at the time, which one I want to work with.
So you put a lot of feeling into your work?
Yeah, generally, it's mood work.
Okay, well, what would inspire you to do? You do a lot of people in your work. Right? What inspired you to pick this next piece of work?
Okay, since of my fascination with color and faces, this was a Maybelline advertisement, and I really liked the makeup that was on her face, so I was trying to render that in pastels. The shiny lipstick, the different colors of eyeshadow, the mascara, and even a little bit of rouge that's on the cheek. I was trying to render that softening effect in charcoal like you would in makeup.
Yeah, that's really, a lot of detail goes into something like that. How long would it take you to really become so familiar with a picture that you could do something like that?
Well, I study it for a couple of minutes, and then I think of color schemes and backgrounds that I'd like to use, and from there on I really basically do what I feel would work correctly with it.
And this next piece, is it fashion or just maybe a page out of a history book, or what? What's this piece?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I was taking an architectural backdrop from old ancient Greece and taking their tunic style of dressing and adding a little bit of Art Deco to it, the little stylish belt that the female on the left is wearing, the modern day sandals, the chic, shimmery dress that the female on the right is wearing.
So maybe it's history as if you were there, the way you would have designed it.
Yeah, that's how I would have dressed if I was back with the Greeks and Romans.
Okay, we have another piece of work we can try to get in here really quickly. This is a page out of a fashion.
Yes, it is.
Book. What did you design this, or is this something that you want to be, or what does this mean to you?
You said both correctly again. That's what I'd like to be, a fashion illustrator, and those are designs that I designed for a fashion brochure that I made up, the caption, the Greeking, and the logo too.
Terrific. Boy, they're really beautiful.
Thank you.
So where do you want to go with this? Are you just going to do this for yourself, or do you plan to go off and maybe do this professionally?
Right now I'm doing it for myself as a hobby, but when I go back and take up a few more classes and get a little bit more money for more art supplies, I plan to make a professional career out of somewhere like Dallas or New York or maybe Atlanta. Okay,
well, we wish the very best luck to you, and thank you for being on Noon Talk with us.
You're welcome.
We have another guest with us next week, so I hope you all join us, and you'll get to see that then. So see us on our next edition. Thank you.
You keep
keep going through this garbage every time, you know.
Shut in this room.
Oh.
Oh, look, he just sick. That's all there is to it.
I wish
He's
why
mentally
can't
ill.
I stop
You
this?
know,
I should be able to help him.
I want to get him
You
out of
should be
here.
able to admit that he's sick.
I just want him out of the
Oh,
house.
I should
Okay, let's fine. Let's get him out of the house.
I can't bring my friends over here anymore. You know,
And you make me sick with your placating
I want
junk.
to have my friends in.
And that kid is driving me crazy.
You know,
Don't make excuses for that guy.
Oh, come on, Daddy.
No, that is it. That is it. That's it.
It's all my fault.
Oh, Mom.
If you've reached the end of your rope, call the Seminole Community Mental Health Center at 831-2411. COPE can help.
Fortunate to have a little bit more time with us. Rhonda's going to tell us a little bit more about some of her, you've seen paintings and, you know, fashion. So what's this? This is different from anything we've seen yet.
Yes, that would fit in the category of three-dimensional art. It was done with a black felt background, a lot of nails, and some yarn. It's more like a three-dimensional artwork piece. You've seen a lot of these at trade shows. They usually do ships and things. This one's like a little cosmic design I had thought of.
This is, oh, so you thought of this? This isn't something you saw and copied? This is your own idea?
No, this is something I had in mind. I've always liked wheels and spirals with diagonals slashing through them. So I took a compass and I made a circle, nailed the nails all the way around it, and followed through with different squares. You'll see every piece of yarn in here, they're all done in 90-degree angle squares. And after I went through all that hardship, then I hit these diagonals and slashes through the middle, sort of like a double lightning bolt effect.
Right,
Like
so is this from one of your earlier pieces of work, or is this where you think you're headed toward now?
No, this is one of my very early pieces of work. I seldom even work with these kind of crafts anymore.
Well, it's still very beautiful, the mix, like you explained. I hadn't noticed that, the squares and stuff like that. We also have a piece of work you did. You were trying to emphasize color in this piece.
Yes.
The peacock we had, I guess we saw that on our bump earlier. Who inspired you to do this?
My teacher. This was a shopping bag project that we were working on, and the theme was something now. And as you might know, a lot of people at that time were into the Miami Vice. So those are the kind of colors I used, the bright blues and the pinks. You know, something you might see Crockett or Tubbs carrying a shopping bag, Miami Vice style, pink and blues.
Right.
And that's what this was.
Is this something that, you know, you might design something like this, but actually want to market it, maybe sell it to a shopping bag company so that they could maybe use the product?
Possibly. I usually keep them for my own benefit, but sometimes I do look at certain pieces that I might think that I might want to market.
So we didn't really get a chance to go into it, but you said that you wanted to make a career, maybe Dallas or New York. What picks the city? Is it maybe your own, the way you like the way their fashion is, or anything like that? I mean, does that determine where you want to go?
The price of living, how many people I know there, and, well, yeah, the general atmosphere of the place would certainly pick where I want to go. New York, I think I'd be dead in 2 months, so I probably wouldn't want to go there. I'd like to go someplace more quiet and more safe. And Dallas is a big place with lots of businesses there. I think I like the atmosphere there better.
It is very conservative. It is, you know, more of a different town. So do you, just want to splash right in, just take a hold of it and maybe change it to your style? Just be a whole new thing in the fashion world?
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing, because you see a lot of fashion designers when they design things, they're these outrageous fashions and designs that only a few people would like. I like for my art to appeal to the general public, not just those few people who have $1 million to splurge on something that your dog wouldn't want to chew on.
Okay. Well, we are running out of time. Unfortunately, we've really enjoyed having you.
Thank you.
Today. We hope you can come back, and we wish you the best of luck. Well, that really does it for Noon Talk this time, but...